Welcome back to the second part of this dashboard. If you have not watched the first part, you might want to take a look at that and see how we just go to write the logic that is some kind of giving us this good, design we have right here. So we are going to show you how to create a custom template in PowerPoint, just like what we have right here right now. So if you want to learn any of this, just stay tuned. So here is the dashboard on the Power BI service. So I'm going to show you how to create a dynamic top 10 or dynamic top n rather, so where you can actually show how many top you want to show. Now we have top 5, but we're going to dynamically select which one we want to see. Selecting top 3 right now, we give us the top 3 right here, and we're going to have to compare it to others. And you can see right here we have thumbs up and thumbs down, depends on what we have selected. So for me to actually teach you how to do this, keep watching. First of all, let me show you the website that is actually producing colors for me. Now, if you come to this particular website, it is called, colors.co. So now you come here, you can just play around and navigate through this particular parts you have right here to know what is going on. I don't want to do much right here, but I just want to show you what it is. Now you have different color. If you want to actually go with something like gray, once you select that, it's going to mix the color for you. If you want to go with something like this particular color, you see it that way, pink and all of that. So when we come back down right now, what we see is this. So we don't have this color. You can select, and let's see what we have. Now, can you see the colors we have right now? Those are the colors we have right here. You can actually, do a lot with this color palette we have right here. In case you don't know where you can get colors from, if you're not really good at color selection, this is the best place for you. So going back right here right now, so we just want to go ahead and start some kind of clean things up on a dashboard. Okay, the first place we want to start off from is actually this side. So we want to categorize this particular top for in this same color and change this one to different color. But that is not something very easy. We would have to create a measure for this. And you'll be like, hope it's not that hard. No, not at all. It's very simple and easy. Let me show you how to do that. So because I want to keep everything that has to do on this chart right on the same, folder, I'm going to come right on our products. And here we have caption. Under the caption, I'm going to have to click here on this folder. And we have to create a new measure inside it. Organizing your measure inside different folders on a table would help you to actually track which particular measure belongs to which chart. And if you want some kind of go ahead and edit it, it will be very flexible and easy for you. Okay, quickly, this is where we want to have to do it. So I'm going to actually come right here and name this one chart color formatting. So chart color formatting. So what I'm going to use now is actually called switch. So I'm going to use switch. So switch. So after switch, the next thing I'm going to use again, the next function is going to be, selected value. I use selected value a lot in this particular video. Okay, now what are we actually trying to do? Don't forget the table we created that some kind of house the unique list of our products, which is our products. So now our product, this is a table, and here is the column that actually contains all the products. I'm going to select it, and once we've done that, we can actually close, comma, shift enter to actually enter a new line. Okay, now this is where the color comes in. So this is where you have to select the kind of color you want to use through those particular colors we have right here, right now, and all of that. So I already have my colors. Let's go ahead and do that. So right now, the switch is going to work this way. It's going to go through this particular selected value right here. If it actually falls under the top, under orders right here, we want to actually make sure we use a particular color, and the color code is what we're going to use, and we want the switch to actually take effect of this color we're going to actually add right here. So don't forget to always make sure you write orders if orders is what you actually wrote while you actually customize it for the first time, not order, but instead with the one with else. So on the chart, we want the order to actually carry this particular color. I'm gonna actually have to give in, okay, I'm gonna have to say comma. So now The color code is gonna be 8DA9C4. So we close it, but make sure you have the hash right here, the hash symbol right here. That is very important. And if it is not, the next one is going to switch into right now is going to be 134074. Then make sure you have your hash right in here, and this is what it is. So now we've just switched between this. Okay, fine. That is all you just have to know. So always make sure you use a color that's some kind of match. Don't just choose a random color and stuff like that. If I go ahead and hit my enter key right now, we'll now commit it, and we can now go ahead and see how we can make this to actually take effect on our chart. So to make sure it take effect on our chart right now, I'm going to select this right. So go to this particular part right here and go to columns, and we scroll down a bit. We go to this particular part, click on it, and here we go. We have this part. So we have some kind of, okay, this is the color I want, and how do you want to go by it? Here it says, it says field based on what, so you can actually select the field from here and all of that, but that is not how we want to go about it, because we don't want to use either of these. Already we've customized our color, so we have to go to format style right here. So clicking on format style, you're gonna actually say rows or field value. So we go with field value, and it's asking us that, okay, which field do you want us to summarize this by, or to actually get the user color we actually created for. Go right here and open it and go to chart color formatting, select that, and let's go right here and click on OK. So now can you see the color has been changed? So our dashboard is taking shape. This is very, very good. All right, now this is what I want you to actually know. And the next I'm going to click on this chart. I want to come right here, and now we have to format the chart the way it should be. First of all, I'm going to take off the background. Is gone. If I hover over it, this text will not disappear behind the background again of the chart, so that is okay. So come back right here, and now we have to touch the axis we have. Then if I go ahead and just turn off this particular axis right now, we're still gonna have dynamic top revenue. That is not what I want to do. Instead, I'm gonna turn it on. Before I do the turn off, all I need to do is just to scroll down and see where we have the title right in. Then we turn off the title first, turn off the title. That is better. So make sure it's off. Then we can now turn this off right now. That is good. So we can come right here and just make sure this one is actually bold, and that is all we want to do right on this part. And quickly, what I'm going to do next is for me to actually make sure I can kind of scroll down to where we have the data label right in. I'm going to turn on the data label, and after that I'm going to have to open this place up. I will scroll down until I have my value, and here is the value right here. We can actually some kind of crank it up to look something very cool on our dashboard. Okay, this is something we can read, so we love this right now. But the sad part of it is that we cannot give this and copy and place it on this one, but nevertheless we can really some kind of still use this kind of color for those particular ones right here. How do we go about it? But before then, let's finish with this. So now close this up. We just have to come down. Title is off. Come here, background is turned off. Close this and turn off the title as well. So now this gives me a clean chart right here. I love it. Okay, we can some kind of select this. We have to take time here to make sure we do things that is gonna look some kind of cool. Can just make sure I bring this down. That is nice. So the next thing I'm gonna do right now is to make sure I get to create something for this as well. So what we're gonna do right now is to make sure we some kind of get off the title from here. We don't need the title. It's been turned off. So we scroll up. We can turn this off totally. And we just open this place up and make sure we crank it up to make sure it look bold. That is all we have to do from here for now. We just have to scroll all the way down to actually activate the data label for it. And we're gonna do it once, and that is all we have to do. If you wanna actually have the data label, you might wanna have it above it. So we have to look for the position of it. So now our position is going to be top, inside base, or outside base. So let us go with the outside base. And once we select the outside base, we can just go to the value area here and we can make it bold, and it looks just like this. Okay, let's touch this, right? We don't need to touch that. Come here and turn off the title. Come here, we're gonna make the title to be dynamic in a jiffy, then turn off this. And now the next thing we're gonna do right now is just to make sure we come back right here, and we're gonna have to scroll all the way down, and where we have the column right in. So now it is time for we to do this. So we want to actually go with conditional formatting, and this time around this is what we want to select and have it. So what is gonna be the highest? So if we go ahead and close this back, now here is giving us the lowest and here is giving us the highest. So which is which? Let's go ahead and do that. So click back right here. So for the maximum value right now, we just want to actually make sure we customize it and do the same thing. Here we have the color for the maximum value. For the minimum value rather, for the minimum value, I have to paste it right in here. This is where it should go. This is the minimum value. Now it's time for you to guess for the maximum value, and that would definitely go right here. Select more colors, and here we go, nicely done. And if I click on OK, here is gonna be this. But if you look at it, it's not really working. Why is it happening like this? Do we have to do one more thing before this works? I just purposely did this because I want to show you how to do this. Do not click on this, else you're gonna have to clear the formatting, click back on this again. And what we're gonna do right now, we just have to see what field should we base this on. Come right here and click on measure, and we want some kind of base it on the total revenue right here. And if I now click on OK, now it has highlighted the top one for me. And quickly right back to the top level, we just have to locate where we have the legend. So here we have the legend, turn off the legend, and we have something as clean as this. Alright, so we just have to go back and come here. We have to shut this down. Now quickly click on this and have it for this. Did you see that? Okay, I'm not really sure if this can go for line chart as well, but let's try this and see. Copy this and how it plays right here, and now it clears it, but no, it doesn't really work. So we have to make sure we don't use this for our line chart. You get it? We don't use it for a line chart, so we have to format our line chart separately and all that. So we just have to go here, and now we go to this particular axis here. We make sure this one is bold, and once we scroll down a bit, we turn off the title. That is all. So quickly on the y-axis, we want to keep the y-axis. All we just have to take off from the y-axis right now is the title, and we just want to leave it the way it is right now. Okay, now that we've done that, the next thing is the legend. So we want to actually move the legend from where it is down to the bottom. So we just want to go like this, and we have to make sure we go all the way down to see where we have text for the legend. Click on that and make sure you crank it up a little bit, and that is okay. Now for the legend, we have this particular text for the legend, which is here. We don't want to show that, so how do we get this off right now? So we have to go ahead and say text title, go ahead and take it off. The title is gone. All right, so we are almost there. So the next thing again is for me to click on this and turn off the background and turn off the title as well. The title is gone. That is nice. So we're almost at the far end of this. So now that we've gotten this done, now it doesn't some kind of look anyhow beautiful in any way. We just have to format this as well. I'm gonna click here. We just have to come right here, and we have to come here. I will turn off the background, and we go right to this particular part and turn off the header. Now it looks like this. So if we've gotten this, I can definitely make sure I get it this way. So click on this. We have to do this. We just have to move this. All right. So for this particular title up here, so we go with 24. That is okay. Here we have to come and go to visual. We have to select this, and what I'm going to select now is something different. It's a different font entirely. When I select a different font, I'm going to use Area Black, and this is what it's going to give to me. And we just have to go with this color for now, but we're going to change the color in a jiffy. Leave it the way it is right now. So quickly, so we have to go to our PowerPoint, and here's our PowerPoint. We can launch it, and once it actually comes up, we have to just make sure we do the right thing. Okay, now the previous one is actually what is coming up right now. We can actually replicate what we have on the previous one. I'm going to show you how to do just that. So here is our previous slide. How did we get to create this? That is the question you're asking, right? Very simple and easy. So what we can do right now, I'm going to Ctrl N to actually insert a new one. And from here, I'm going to have to get to move this off. We don't need it. And I'm going to go back to the one we are creating newly on Power BI. Here's our Power BI. Quickly, I want to go right there. You have to just go ahead and bring up this. So we have to search for a tool called snipping tool. So here we go. We have it on Windows. I don't know if you're using Mac. I don't know what is being called on Mac. So here is a snipping tool. I already have it. So click on it. So once you have it clicked on, make sure you go for new, and we have to select this particular area. That is all we have to do. Once we've done this, we can just go ahead and save this. And we want to save this. I want to save this on my desktop. I just want to save this with something like this. We can save. So we can just go ahead and cancel it, and we go back to PowerPoint. So what we can do on PowerPoint now is for you to go ahead and bring what we've just saved right here in our system. Go ahead and bring this. So we just have to go to desktop. Don't forget we have it saved on desktop, and have triple S. Here we go. Open it up. So now here we are. I just have to make sure I fill it up to this end. Okay, this is the first step to get your dashboard created. So the template is going to look very awesome once we are done from here. So don't forget this color. We have to change it when we get there. Back to Power BI. So now we have to go to the top level and click on insert. From insert, you can now see where we have shapes. Click on it, and we want to get this particular rectangle that has rounded corners. Click on it and drag it down. So what is next for we to do right now is to change the size. I want us to be on the same page. Make sure you follow me step by step, and you're going to have the same thing with me. So we're going to make it 7.18 by what? By 12.98. 12.98. Here we go. We have something like this, right? So this is what it is. So I'm gonna have to bring it all the way right here, and now we can just make sure the curveness is not really too much. We're gonna have something like this. Can you see what it is right now? So this is what we have. So now for to make sure it's centralized in the middle, we don't have to guess it, come right here. Even though if this is how it is right now, just go to shape format, and you go to align. We want to have this align in the center, and we want this one in the middle as well. And now we have it in the middle. That is great. This is all we have to do for now right here, right? So I'm just going to actually right click on it. Okay, so we just have to send this to back. It disappeared, and you'll be like, what the heck are you doing? How would you make it disappear? Don't worry. So we need to get another card again, the same kind of card. Here we go. So for it to be on the same page, let's come ahead and change this. Then you see what I'm doing. I'm gonna do a 2 by 2.12 by what? By 3.48, 3.48. Okay, this is what it is. So here we go. We just have to keep this right here for now. So we just have to make sure this is some kind of this way. So we're gonna arrange this when we get to the other side of it, but for now let us leave it this way, the way it is right now. I'm gonna have to double this. I'm now gonna keep this right here. I'm gonna have to extend this to this particular part. Something like this would be cool. So once we are done, we have to some kind of go ahead and duplicate this again. I'm gonna have to move this down, and I have to some kind of bring this down as well. We have to fill it all the way here, and now we just have to make it this way and duplicate it and have it right here as well. So this time around I just have to make sure it goes this way and it sizes with this. So when we get to Power BI, we now feel like, okay, this is how it should go. This is what we need to get right from this particular side here, and we've just gotten that. That is nice. Okay, what is next for me to do is for me to get this off, because we don't need this for now. I'm just gonna go ahead and delete this, and this is what we have. You get it? Yep. We have this. We have to some kind of start changing the colors to make sure it becomes what we're looking for. Now for we to format the color, let's see what we're gonna do. First of all, I want to format the background we have before those cards right here. So I just want to go with this format background, and here we go. I'm gonna have to move this away from here. I'm gonna have it right in here. Now quickly I want to go here, and I'm gonna actually have to place a custom hex code right here. So all you have to do is to copy the same hex code I have in here, and here we go. If you don't have the hex code based on the version you're using for PowerPoint, you might want to actually copy this one right here, 6735113. We'll go for RGB. And now once we're done with this, I'm gonna hit my enter key, and this is actually gonna give us this. I want to put this on 30%. I'm gonna make it 30%, and this is what I have. So I'm gonna select this one here, select this, and I'm gonna have it on. I'm gonna go for gradient fill, rather. So gradient fill will look like this, and you can change the direction of your gradient fill right from here, how you want it to go and stuff like that, whatever it is. So I just want to use like 2 stops. I'm gonna take 1 stop off it, and you can change the color of this one from here. I'm gonna use something like white, and you can just go ahead and play with the directions you have all the way from this particular part. Let me use something like this. I think I'm cool with this kind of color, but I'm not really cool with what I have right here right now. We can reduce it, and or we can change another color for it. Let's go with something like this. So nicely done. So the next thing we're gonna do right now is just for it to some kind of click on this and change the color to these cards. Come here and select the color we've just gotten right there. Come to line and just turn off the line. We don't really want the line to be right on it. So it's taking shape, and we're actually about to create something just like what we've just seen previously. So I'm gonna have to move this card away from here down to this particular part. Now I can select those particular cards we have right here, all of them. Once I have them selected, I'm gonna have to select this white. This is what it is, and here we turn off this, and if I go off it, it looks just like this. You get it. So the next thing I'm gonna do right now is for me to some kind of let me bring my logo right in here, then you know what I'm talking about. So here is the logo from the client. Ctrl C to copy the logo and come back here and Ctrl V to have it pasted. Then we have our logo right here, and from the logo we want to pick color that we're gonna actually have to use to create the rest part of our template. So click on this and have it doubled. Already we have doubled it. So what I'm gonna do right now is to change the color of this particular one I just got doubled. Now to change the color, we just have to do the same thing. Come here and actually paste the color code. So here is my color code. The hex code is this. You can copy that, hit my enter key, and we have this. So now that we have gotten this right here, what I'm gonna do is just to make sure I send this to back. But if I do that right now, it's gonna go behind the bigger one as well. So what I'm gonna do is to actually make sure I select the second one and actually make sure I right click and bring this one to front instead. I can now go ahead and make sure I make it where I really want. I can manually just adjust it and make it like this, and this is gonna give me something just like this effect I have right here. Beautiful, huh? Yep. Now the next one is gonna be this one again. I'm gonna double it, and quickly we just have to go with this. And what we're gonna do right now is just to select this one and bring this one to front as well, and go back and select the one beneath it and actually make sure it goes like this. And you can use the arrow up and down to adjust things the way you really want. So I just want to use something like this. Then the next one is gonna be this one. The same thing I've done, nothing is different. Here we go. We select this and select this one, bring this to front. So go ahead and select this one, and here we go. You can just make it like this. So you can make it anyhow you really want to make it. That is all your choice. So we're done from here for now. I'm gonna close this, and this is what it is that we want to do. I'm gonna come back here, but before then I'm gonna show you step by step how I used to create my template. I spent a lot of time on this, and if you want to learn this, you have to spend some time to get to know how it is being done. So it is time for me to export this out. So I'm gonna click on export. I'm gonna click on exchange file type. The PNG, JPG, GIF will do. So double click on this, and we have to select where we want to have this saved right in. So I want to go to dashboards. I'm gonna go to Power BI 2022, and we already have the template here, but I want to actually say B2 background 2, and I'm gonna have to say okay, and this correct one that has been exported out for us. So we just have to go all the way back to Power BI. So here we are in the Power BI environment here. So what I'm going to do right now is to click on this particular part, and we have to pick the template we've just created. I'm going to go with, canvas background, and I'm going to have to click right here. So here we go, double click on this. It's right here, but it's not showing up. Don't worry. So we just have to make sure put it on 100%, and here we have it. Can you see this right now? Yes, we have to start arranging things and make sure it looks the way it should be. Right now, let's start from this. I'm gonna have to come here on the general aspect here. We're gonna turn off the background. That is okay. So on this one here, we just have to open it up just like this, and I'm gonna come right here, come here, and open this plate up. I want to select this. That is nice. So for this particular one we have right here, I'm gonna move it. We have this one here, Ctrl A. We just have to select this, and we can push this back. So we can now go ahead and select this one. So here is going to be revenue, not sales. It's going to be revenue. So revenue. So revenue, we have to open it up to make sure it covers up. So we just have to make sure it's some kind of a little bit down, something like that to be cool. So the next one is gonna be this one here, that is actually the value. So we have to change the color to it. So we go and we change the color of the value, something like this. We bring this down. So we just have to make sure this one is closer, something like this. Right, the formatting is almost, done. I love that. So here, do we have anything to do? Yes, of course. We can actually go ahead and click on this and bring it down. Nicely done. Okay, so what we have to do right on this particular part right now is gonna be we clicking on this particular aspect, and here we go. We have to make sure we just turn off the background to this, and once we are done, we want to come right here. I want to make sure I bring this down. Okay, now we have to deal with this first. So I want to come to my slicer header is going to be turned off, and I'm going to go to value right here. So we go to the background, and here we go. So we have to make sure we select this color for it. Let's say we forget the color code. What are you gonna do? I'm gonna come back right here and select this and right click and go to format shape. From there, I'm gonna pick this up, and that is where we're gonna have to go to more colors, and that is where we can now see where the color code is, and we can copy from here and we take it to our Power BI environment. Now we can change the background of this, and we can have more colors, paste it right in here, and we have the background changed. So once we've done that, the next thing we're going to do right now is to make sure we change the font color so that we can see what we have right in there, and it will make it bolder if need be, or we can just come right here and crank it up like this. Right, so we are done with the value area. The next thing now is the header. I'm going to turn it on. So here we have do we need the header for this? I'm going to turn this off. Okay, instead I'm going to use title. Go here, turn this on, open it up, and here we go. I'm going to say select period. Can you see that? Select period. So we centralize it. This will give us way to customize how we want to go. Select period. That is good. So we can decide to change the text to something that looks like this. Nicely done. So we can just copy the formatting and have it for this. So we can bring this down, and now we can go all the way to the top and say select region. Okay, so nicely done. This is cool. So what we can do now is just to make sure we hold control and we bring this down a bit, and we just have to make sure it's in the middle of it. Something like this will be cool. Okay, we just have to come right here, and we have to make sure we match this color with this color. And what I'm going to do is for me to come here, we go down to where we have the lines, and we scroll all the way down. When we scroll all the way down, we have our colors. Click on colors, and now for 2020 we have to change the color to something like, we don't have the color here, so here we go with the color, something like that. If we can't find the color, what we need to do is for we to some kind of get a color code, and I have the color code right here. So we have the color code. I'm gonna copy this color code. We just have to go here, click on this, and that is it. So the second color code is for this one. It's very important. We want some kind of keep things rightly and make sure it matches what we are creating. All the colors should be cool, and this is what it is. Can you see this right now? This is better. So now the next thing I'm gonna do is for me to some kind of like make sure I shift this up a little bit, and I'm gonna click on this want to make sure I come here and turn off this particular product name. So select the chart itself, go here, and I'm gonna go to this. So turn off the title. Nicely done. We can shift this up and let us arrange this before we definitely touch it back again. So we move it and make sure it's some kind of sit inside it, and click back right inside here and bring this down. Can you see it right now? This is what it is. So we can shift this up a bit. Nicely done. So if you look at it, it's taking shape, but I don't really like the way the gradient, is like. If I go to the previous one I've created, this is what it is like. So we are going to go back and make changes, but before then, there are things we have to take in consideration before we go back, because we want to actually go all just once. So now if you look at this right now, it says Chicago revenue, and if I choose to go with my New York right now, what it's going to tell me now is going to say New York revenue trend 2020 versus 2021 versus 2022, and all these particular ones here, they are very dynamic, and what we can do is some kind of create it as well. So I don't want to leave it for you to some kind of start thinking of like, how did you do this? Though we've done something similar to this, so it is exactly what we're going to do right now. Let's try and see how to get it done just like this. Then once we've done this, we can now go back to PowerPoint and have everything some kind of changed, and finally we're gonna have a clean dashboard just like this. So let's get back. So right here on the measure area, I just want to actually make sure I some kind of like create my title right here, and I open a folder for it. I place them inside folder. All my titles will be there. If I want to make any edit, I'll go right there. I'm gonna click on new measure. So on the new measure, I'm gonna type in here, I'm gonna go with trend. Take this off. Trend title is gonna be equal to shift enter, indent it, and now I want to go with variable. So it's gonna be variable region selected. You know what it is, so we are using selected value. So we made a mistake. Our equal to is not here, so for that it's not gonna work. So we're gonna say equal to. I mistakenly some kind of commuted it, so don't worry, we're gonna throw out an error right now, but that is not an issue. We know what you're doing, so just take this off. It was because I hit my enter key before I get to do the right thing. So now we selected value. Then what it is, so we just have to say region, and the region is where we have the table. So we can close this, comma, and shift enter. I'm gonna type in return, then hit my enter. So right now what I'm gonna do is just to say okay, region selected, which is this one here. Don't forget that we actually start in the region table inside here, right? So region selected, the ampersand here, and I'm gonna say revenue trend 2021 versus 2020, or still we just have to say 2020 versus 2021 here. I think that is better. So here we go, and now we are good to go. We can now close this and hit or enter. That will definitely create this dynamic title for us for our chart. So we are good to go. So now the next thing is for me to actually make sure I organize this on a folder. So we have some kind of selected title selected right here. So here we take all my charts, sorry, the folder here, folder name. Oh, sorry, what's going on? Okay. I'm gonna say charts titles, hit enter. So it's a folder. So inside that folder is where I'm gonna actually create this and make sure I organize it. It shouldn't mix up with other measures, so I can just go right there and some kind of track it. Okay, go back. So now we can get this. So we can make sure it's right here. Why do we have to do this when we have this previous one here that we can just copy and make changes? Can move this right here. I can just go ahead and remove this away from here. I'm gonna pick up my title and I'm gonna have this. So we just have to make sure we change this from 20. I'm gonna use something like 18 and see. Okay, what 16 is gonna look like is just like this. So let us go with 16 and I'm gonna have to put this one up a little bit. We can just click on this chart here, can click on it and just make sure it goes down so that it shouldn't some kind of interfere with this. And I'm gonna have to make sure I move it, and this one should be moved as well, something like this. So now we've just created to this. What about this one? How do we go ahead and do this? I don't want to leave anything for you to just start thinking like, how am I going to do this? I'm going to help you to actually create everything down to the last one. So we have to select the folder here and create a new measure. So right here, right now, we just have to make sure we say top product title. So shift enter. So remember, we are using variable. By now, if you've not used variable before, you must have been, getting how it works. So I'm gonna store in the month right in here, month selected. I'm gonna say month selected is gonna be equal to, so using selected value, and calendar, this is it, year, month combined together. I'm gonna close this, shift enter, and now we have to create another, we have to concatenate it and see what it is. So this is a little bit different than what we've done, but something very similar. So we just have to return this. So return, and once we are going to return this, we're gonna actually have to say month selected. So we're going to concatenate that with, top. So I'm going to have to use this dash. So sorry, I have to place this inside double quotation. So here is going to be top dash, close this, and using the ampersand right here. The next one again is going to be selected value. So selected value here. Selected value, and this selected value is going to be the one we've created, that thing you remembered. So we're going to use the measure we've created before now, but for you to actually get what I'm trying to do, let me just actually cut everything from here. I'm going to show you the table we're going to use, then we come back. So I'm going to have to cancel. So I hope you've not forgotten this particular table we created that gave us this particular, numbers here where we can some kind of select, and this is going to be dynamically changing. That is exactly what we want to use. So I just want to make you understand. So we call the table itself top selection, and we have value inside it that is actually the column that is actually housing the numbers. So that is this what we're going to use. So we have to go all the way back. Once we've done that right now, we'll come back right here and click a new measure. So we placed the one we've cut off from it because we need it. I just want to make sure I explain things to you. That was why I just got it cut for you to understand fully. So have it pasted back in. Now we set selected value. We just have to say, top selection and the value here. So now you've known where we got this pulled from. So I'm going to have to close it. So using the ampersand right now, we just have to concatenate that with something else shift it. Highest revenue by product. By products. So here we go. If I hit my enter key right now, we should have something that we are looking for. Then we go right and get to duplicate this, copy, Ctrl V, and we can just make sure we have it right here. And we can go ahead and some kind of deselect this one. And here we go. So can you see? So now we have this mixed up together. What do we do to actually fix it up? So we can go back and here we go. We have to give space. And once I hit enter, now we have the space right here, and this is beautiful. So now we're done with this. The next one we're gonna do right now is this one right here. So let's see how we can do that as well. But if you look at it, we mistakenly actually created this particular title outside the folder here. The question is this: can we really some kind of move it inside the folder? But let me close the folder and see if that is actually what it is exactly. Okay, let's still see if we can go back here and make sure we correct something. I want to come here and move this to the top inside the folder. And let's see if it works. I've not done this before, and it does. If I actually close it right now, it's inside the folder. Now, even though if you created it outside the folder, you're gonna still have to push it in. So we've just done that and it works. Glory, glory. Okay, we click back on it, and now we have to create the ones we have right here, and we still have to make sure it falls down to this particular part here. So here we're gonna say weekly trend title, so equal to, and we just have to go variable. So our variable, we're gonna have to store the region inside the variable here. So I'm gonna actually say not equal to, region selected. So we're gonna store with selected value here, so you know the drill. So we store region here, and this is what we need. We close it up, then we go ahead and actually create another variable, and this time around we will actually use the month selected is gonna be equal to, and we just have to use selected value as well. So we have to just say month or calendar, and we go ahead and get this in. We close it, and we have to return this quickly. We can just say return done. We just have to do a concatenation. So region selected, so this, so it has to be weekly revenue view. Close this, and we have to just mention the month selected right here. That does the magic for us. That is all we have to do. So we have one more, and the second one is just similar to this, and all we can do is we can copy this and just make a little tweak, and we're gonna have what we really want. We don't have to do this over and over again. We can just copy and make changes. But by now, with the consistency we've kept using our variable, you must have learned a lot about what it should be. I don't know why it's living the way it should be, wherever. No issues. I'm gonna have to copy this, Ctrl V, So we have to place this right here, and I'm gonna have to just go ahead and select this, and it works. So we have to move this here. I have to select this one. I'm gonna have to move this a little bit, and this time around I'm just gonna go ahead and copy, Ctrl V to paste it down. I'm gonna have to drag this and have this right here. Right now we just have to go ahead and copy this here, Ctrl A, Ctrl C to copy, and now we have to make a little change. So we've just gotten this created and we've dragged it right here. This is something nice, right? So what we can do next right now is just for me to kind of get it down a little bit. I'm gonna come here, I'm gonna click on it. I want to make sure I move it down. That is okay, nice. Okay, we just have to make sure we come here and bring this down. So I want to make sure I select this as well, because we're going to make the final touch on PowerPoint right away. So we just have to select this and move it up a bit to create space. So we are done from here, and now the snippet tool we used before is what we're gonna still use again to copy this once more. Go to new, and we just have to select this area. So you're gonna see now the final touch, how it's gonna have to some kind of work. So save this, close this, come back here, gonna close this. So we just have to select insert pictures, this device, and here we go. So open it up, and now we just have to resize it. This is what we need to do. Yeah, we are here. The first thing I'm gonna do is just to go to this particular insert and go to shapes and pick this line. And I'm gonna come right here. I'm gonna start from here, hold my shift key to have a straight line, just like what I have right now. Can you see it? I have a straight line no matter what. So if you don't actually hold the shift key, you're not gonna have a smooth shape or straight line like this. And what I'm gonna do right now is just to make sure I bring this right in here and get to some kind of format. This line we have right here right now, we have to go here and scroll all the way down. There we go. So now we need to change the color to this line. I want to use something like this, but it's too bright. What if I go with something like this, and I can just go ahead and make this bright? Okay, fine. This is what we have. I'm gonna have to double this, and this time around I want to come here and I'm gonna reduce it to something just like this, and I'm gonna take it up. And before then I just have to make sure this one has more thickness, and we're gonna have to change this to this color here. I'm gonna have to make sure it stays here, and that is the first thing we need to do. Okay, fine. The next one again is just for me to click right here. I'm gonna get a circle, something like this, oval, right? Hold your shift key to have a perfect round, and we'll leave it that way. I'm coming here, I'm gonna pick this up. Oh, sorry, we just have to say no, and now we just have to change the color. Then we just have to get it right here. So I'm duplicating this. I'm gonna have it for this one here. I'm getting it duplicated. I'm gonna have this for this one right here. When we get to the other side, I'm just gonna have to some kind of have it here. I want to have things, you know, reshuffled, and it's gonna look nicely right on my work. Don't worry. Something like this will be cool. Okay, the next thing I'm gonna do again is just for me to go back to here. I'm gonna pick up this line here. going to start from here, hold my shift key. I'm going to have a line down that is going to have to divide this for me. You're beautiful. The next thing I'm going to do right now is just for me to some kind of go to a gradient line. Something like this would be cool. I want to change this to a different color. I'm going to use this color for the one in the middle. Something like this. Okay, we have to make it a little bit thicker. So we can decide to make sure we bring this here. Can you see the kind of reflection we have right now? So now I'm gonna tell you 100% that we are done from here. All I have to do right now is get this off, and this is how we got this created. If I navigate to the previous one now, you can see this is what it is. So what is left for us to actually add right now is something we have right here, which is very simple. I'm gonna come right here, pick this up. I'm just gonna have to drag this, cover it from here. So we can change the color to it. Definitely, we can. Format shape, we change the color. We want to go with this color. Oh, that is for the line. We don't want color for the line. We want the fill color. Here we go. So nicely done. We have this, and we are really cool with what it is that we have right here. So spend some time formatting this so that it will look great. So you can save this, and now we can just go ahead and actually click on export. Click here, select the same format, and here we go. Click on this and replace that with this, and click on OK. We can now go back to our Power BI and select this. Go with this and canvas. Double click on this and make a change. What do you say? This is it, right? So now we can just go ahead and move things around. So we can tap on this. So now we can just go ahead and some kind of what I want to do is I think I'm some kind of having this to be too huge. What if I use something like 15? Let's see how it's gonna look like. Okay, I think 15 is gonna be cool. So I can definitely go ahead and get this to move a little bit, and I'm gonna do the same thing to this one as well. I'm gonna go with 15, so we can have something like this. So you can just do that to all of them. So ladies and gentlemen, what do you see? A replicant of what we've created previously before now is what we just have right here, that we started from the scratch and we got to this end. This is nice. If I select right here right now, I'm gonna say Los Angeles, I'm gonna select Chicago. You can select different dates, and you're gonna see that it's gonna actually reflect right here. Now this is how to tell story with data, and this is what it is that you need to know when it comes to you creating this. And if you have Power BI service, what stops you? You can click on publish, and you're gonna have to publish it just like the way I did, and you're gonna have it right on Power BI service. So if you're still here with me, I might say you're loyal, man. You are loyal. I love it so seriously. Thank you very much. Hit the like button, leave a comment, let me know what you feel about this, and subscribe if you've not subscribed, because I'm gonna be coming your way with more and more cool videos all day long. So let's see in the next video. You can check on the cards above and actually go and take a look at my other videos on Power BI, Excel, and we're coming up with SQL. Don't forget, SQL is coming for data analysts. I'm going to show you how to use SQL to analyze data. So let's keep going.